What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? It is Jason Jani, and today I'm going to share with you a different kind of video, more of a perspective and a behind the scenes video into some of the tough decisions we as business owners sometimes have to kind of carefully navigate through. Today, or right before I'm recording this video, I received a text from Raymond, the owner of the building for which our office has been located for just about 10 years at this point, notifying me that a new tenant has signed off on the lease and now will take possession of our former home at 804 Broadway, the SCE home base for just about 10 years. I think I want to start this video off very carefully, and of course, I want to actually say this right up front. SCE Event Group and all of our team members are not going anywhere. We are not closing, and at the time of recording this, we are literally killing it with business, new opportunities, and we've been dealing with just so much as a result of the pandemic. At the time of recording this, we are still to this day, almost 1 year into this pandemic situation, dealing with a constant, almost daily flow of cancellations and postponements. We've been impacted well over 1,500 events, millions of dollars of events pushed or postponed or put in jeopardy status. Because of the continued restrictions, things are just not getting tremendously better, although there is hope on the horizon. It's going to take a long time to recover from a business financial situation. Basically, we were down in upwards of 90+% for 2 or 3 quarters last year. And about a couple of months ago, I started debating the question, should we keep or should we release our main office space at SCE Event Group? I'll get into the background in a second, but for those of you who are not familiar with my space at SCE, it's technically made up of two parts. There's like a retail showroom space that, in my opinion, was by far so dope. It was by far the coolest DJ office I think that ever has existed. And I spent so much time, along with my team, we spent so much time creating and just building and just using that space. And if you haven't seen our space, at the end of this video, I'm gonna put one of those YouTube cards up where you'll have an opportunity of clicking in and just checking out how sick our office was at SCE Event Group. Now, there's the office, which is like the retail showroom, and then there's the warehouse. I just made the decision to close the office segment, not the warehouse. The office is going to be no longer ours, but the warehouse at 804 Broadway will be ours and will remain ours for the future. I have an awesome opportunity at the end of this video. I also will share, and I'm so excited about it. But I wanted to record a video to document my current kind of mindset, my current feelings, and I hope that someone somewhere who needs to see this has the opportunity of stumbling on this video and can gain from it to help either deal with or to navigate kind of some of these major business decisions that are super challenging. I know there's a ton of videos online about people closing up their offices and closing up their businesses, but I'm doing it in the hopes of inspiration and inspiring someone. Also, I'm doing it so I can document my own kind of thought process at this point in time because it's been an emotional day. Quite candidly, I never thought that I would ever leave that office, and my plan was to grow there and even absorb or take over one of the military defense contractors that existed in a space that was more than double ours right next door. I never set out to close my office, and I never thought I'd need to close my office because things have just exploded at SCE over the past, 12 or so years. Double-digit growth consecutively, year after year after year. And since the pandemic, things have changed significantly. I have to say the past year has been an emotional roller coaster for myself and for my team in so many different ways. There's been times where I've been so happy, and then there's been some really, really tough times where I feel that I've failed. But I think of all the other businesses who actually did fail and are no longer operational, that no longer exist. And I know that although this decision was super tough and super challenging, and it was super emotional for me, it will give us the strength and it will give us the ability to do so much more in the future as we carefully navigate this crazy road that we're facing as a result of the pandemic. So the title of this video is Closing Up the Office, and it's a video that I never really wanted to record, but I think it will help someone somewhere. So if you're someone that is struggling with dealing with the effects of the ever-changing executive order guidance as a result of the pandemic, if you are ever someone that is struggling with dealing with obstacles presented to you or your business that are outside of your control, and you have to kind of make that decision to keep your office open or to possibly close it to hopefully save expenses and to protect your financials, I hope that you can relate to this video in some way, shape, or form. Now, whether you do this full-time or part-time, if you're a solo op or you're part of a multi-system company, you probably have an office. And if you're watching this and you're operating your business still to this day, you may have dealt or you may be dealing with this kind of struggle and this question of keeping your office or letting it go. It's a challenging question. It's a challenging thing to kind of navigate, but I think with every struggle comes opportunity. Quite candidly, for years, I have always been someone who thought that having an office helped legitimize the brand, the company, and everything that we do as a DJ service, SCE Event Group. And even in my time before I had started SCE, I have had a number of different offices over the past 15 or so years. I've kind of experienced a little bit of everything from shared retail storefront spaces to shared office spaces to the office warehouse kind of hybrid like we just went into. I've we had a really cool office in Belmar before we moved to West Long Branch. And I've just seen a lot of different things. I have friends that have primarily production kind of workplaces with small offices. But at SCE, we've always had an office. I think it's been a core part of who we are for a lot of reasons. And I'm someone that always was very vocal about why having an office actually did matter.
The question of the day, should we get an office or should we not get an office? Now, I think there's a lot of pros to having a professional office space to conduct your business, especially in the entertainment industry.
I mean, I think there are many pros to having an office, like your ability to control the environment when you're meeting with someone who's considering hiring you for whatever type of event they're having, to meeting with your team, to training your team, to dealing with situations that arise with people that are working with alongside you. Offices are great to meet with other professionals. And think of it in comparison to meeting with someone at a Starbucks where there can be a toddler at the next table who's crying with their mom who's too busy on Facebook or texting or whatever. You know, the office environment gives you the ability to really stack the deck in your favor no matter what you're doing, whether it's training, sales, meetings. It allows you to show off your services, maybe some of those shiny awards that we all get through Wedding Wire or The Knot or any local entity. It allows you to show off epic event photos or celebrity photos like we did at SCE everywhere. And of course, it gives you the opportunity to create with your team. I think having an office is super beneficial when it makes sense. I think it gives off the perception of professionalism and it makes you legitimate. And I think that's why I've always kind of thought that way for an extended period of time. So I'm sharing this video because here I stand at the beginning or first quarter, midway through the first quarter of 2021, and I have to go on record saying I was right at the time, but considering all of the variables in the world today, in the impacts of the pandemic, for now, I was kind of wrong. I always said what I thought to be true in the past, but I think having an office doesn't necessarily make or break you as a business as long as you have the opportunity of conducting business professionally, virtually, or remotely. I think having an office can help you 100%, hands down. But with so many things swirling around about the pandemic and so forth and so on, the office situation has become incredibly tricky for anyone that wants to actually operate their business out of an office. And because of that, I decided to shut down my office and run my business and all things for SCE remotely or virtually. I also kind of have to go on record saying I'm not sure if we're going to stay remote indefinitely, but I can say for right now in 2021, it makes the most sense for our company and for our team to remain virtual and to operate remotely. I mean, think about it. There are so many different rules that have been put into play to keep people safe that either work with you or for you, as well as for people that are coming into your space. There is just a lot of issues. People feel one way, some people feel another. You need to incur additional expenses for supplies and to keep things sanitary. And at the end, you have to keep everyone safe. And whether we're talking about couples, clients, family members, or we're talking about your team firsthand, there are just so many complexities about having your office open. I wanted to share with you a couple of steps of things that I've kind of put into play to make sure that we can close our office successfully. First things first, you need to figure out how you're going to notify the people that you work with alongside and who work for you, as well as how you're going to notify the people who are your client base, your customers, and supporters of your business. I think keeping people in the know prevents chaos, prevents the rumor mill from starting, and hopefully can eliminate unneeded time having you to deal with questions from people that really don't matter. Give the details of what you're doing, give the details of why you're doing it, and communicate it as gently and as carefully as you need to make sure that your tribe, the people that work for you or that you work for, are all in the know, to make sure that they understand you are not closing up your business, you're just modifying the way you are operating your business. I think that is key. The next step is you need to come up with a plan. I think it is super, super, super important to develop a plan of how you're going to be operating your business between the time of having an office and figuring out what you're going to be doing next. You need to address how you're going to continue your business operations, how you will conduct business, and how you can keep everyone that needs to know in the know so that there is no chaos surrounding your decision. Having a plan is super important. As a matter of fact, it is key to doing this successfully. We at SCE have had weekly meetings on Zoom, remote virtual meetings on Zoom, since we stopped using our office nearly 11 months ago. And I actually plan on bringing people together because I think that community sense of bringing our team together is super important, but we don't need to do it every single week. Maybe we'll do it once a week. But you need to understand how the business will operate. How will you get equipment from point A to point B? How will you do business with couples, with clients? How are you going to receive payments? How are they going to take care of their contract obligations? What do you need to do? Do you need to meet with other professionals in the industry? If so, how are you going to be doing that now that you don't have that core component to your business, that brick and mortar space available to you? Team motivation, the relationships and chemistry within your team, within your tribe, and within other resources or professionals that you share time with at events or when you're out doing your daily hustle could become challenging if you are not in their space. So make sure that you don't neglect any of that if you are closing your office. I think it is really, really important to make sure that you're financials are sound and that you always have to do what's best for you and for your business. These times have really brought that to light for me. And I think the financial health of your business has to always make sense. If your business is not healthy and financially sound, nothing else really matters. It's super important to keep your business, your company, and the people that work with or for you in a good place from a financial perspective. And if that means getting rid of unneeded expenses like an office expense because you're not using it, then so be it. It's what you need to do to survive, and it's what you need to do so that you can thrive in the future. And never forget that. It's the only way sometimes, and it's the only way to get through really, really challenging times sometimes. So do what you have to do. It's not like you're closing your doors. It's not like you're operating shady. You are literally wearing it on your sleeve and communicating to everyone who needs to know what you are doing and why you are doing it. I look at this past 11 months and I look at the fact that I've paid a ton of money for a space that kind of didn't make sense before coronavirus and COVID shut down the world around us. But because I was so busy and because we were killing it, double-digit growth for consecutively for 12 years, I never had the opportunity of looking at things, stopping, smelling the roses, and making sure I was using the financials and the money and the opportunity the most efficient way. But the opportunity presented is now I've had an opportunity to look at things and to readjust how we operate so that we can be more effective, we can be more efficient. So we've adjusted the practices of how we operate at SCE. We've adjusted the processes that we use at SCE, and it will allow us to continue to grow even during these crazy, uncertain, shaky, unknown kind of times that we're all dealing with. We've made virtual meetings a super important part of our overall business. And by the way, if you haven't seen the virtual meeting video, I'd love to get your take on it because I think virtual meetings are here to stay. So check out this link above if you'd like to get my take on virtual meetings. And if you want to see a second video of how you can step up your virtual awesome sauce, check out this video right here. I can say firsthand that closing my office, going through this kind of really scary decision has been incredibly sad. It's been incredibly emotional, but on the other hand, it creates an amazing opportunity for me and for us at SCE to adjust the way we operate, to adjust the way we conduct business, and to allow us to effectively use the financials even better than we did in the past. It will create opportunity, allowing us to grow, to push that bar forward in the future, and I'm so proud of it. There are pros and cons to every single business decision made by everyone in the world. You have to make sure that you're taking care of your crew, yourself, and you have to make sure that everything you are doing is done with the right intent and it all makes sense. I would love to hear from you. So if you've made the decision to close your office, you're debating it right now, you're going through the process, you've already gone through the process, I'd love to get your thoughts on this video or anything that you think that would be of value in the comments down below. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, if you learned something from this video, I'd love to invite you to give us a thumbs up or give me a thumbs up on this video. That thumbs up goes a really long way, and I just appreciate you. And if you're new to this channel and you haven't yet supported this channel with some sub love, now would be a great opportunity to ask you to just jump down below, smash the subscription button, because I would be forever thankful. I'm excited to have this channel to share parts of my life that I never would have shared before, but the opportunity presented during this pandemic has made me rethink the way I operate, not only myself, my business, my performances, but has allowed me the opportunity to now build with you here. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm sharing this to pay it forward. I'm sharing it to hopefully put someone in the right frame of thought if they're going through this crazy kind of decision process. And I'm also sharing it to let you know that you're not alone. One day I hope to look back at this and say, man, shit, that decision, that whole process was terrible. It was really hard to go through. but we made it through this. And I'm making this video public with the intent to inspire someone, somewhere, somehow, and to allow me the ability to go back and publicly watch this video, to remember how I felt when I'm recording this video and what I was going through at the time. You know, when I need a kick in the ass in the future, this video might be the video that I refer to help get those juices flowing and help get me back on the right track. I'm excited to share my path, the real deal, behind the scenes footage with you, and I appreciate you being here. And I said earlier that I had some stuff on deck, and I just want to share that with you. My landlord had presented the opportunity to redo a boiler room in our building, which is over 120 years old, with a boiler the size of a locomotive in it, to come up with this super cool, creative content meeting space. And I'm going to do that with him, and I'm proud to say that we will remain in that building. Or if that doesn't work out for whatever reason, you know, moving to an office that would be closer to my home is something that I think I will get a lot of value out of it. It'll improve my quality of life. It'll make things a little bit easier on me and for the team members that live closer to me. And because business is going to be operating virtually for a long time, I think it just puts us into a stronger position as an entire unit. And I'm just super excited. So whether I build out this boiler room, whether I buy a space closer to my house, whether we rent a new space or whatever, I'm just pumped to have you here for the ride. And I hope that you check back to see what is going on in the world of SCE and Jason Jani in the future. I have a lot of content on deck to help you be better in small business, to make your events better, performance, to help you build forward. And I'm just pumped to share it with you. So thank you again for the watch. Now, if you haven't seen my office that I am so, so proud of, smash the video that you see right here. This video is everything, and it gives you a great view into the world of SCE and the office that I'm talking about here. My name is Jason Jani. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you real soon.